But you have to do them. And it's like, I've heard, you hear comedians say stuff like, don't ever do a bringer show, and you're not going to really get anything from it. But then also, isn't every show a bringer show? Because I've heard big comics say that stuff too. If you're not getting people to come to the shows, then that's, how do you, I don't know, move forward with that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is an interesting philosophy though, because a lot of people get to a certain point where they are not against it, but they're just like, I don't need to do bringer shows.
But don't you promote all your shows?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not saying I don't want to bring, because I needed shows. It's not like I'm fucking getting put on anything. You know what I mean? So I need whatever show and whatever requirements. And I'm honest with people. Like if there's like, bring 5 people, I'm like, no shot.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I've always been about. You know what I mean? I think I just did my first show where I actually asked for the spot. I've never asked for a spot. And I've actually told, people like, nah, I just had this big show. I'll promote it. I'll do whatever you want me to do. But like, I can't guarantee that I'll get people out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting stuff, dude. It's the grind, bro. It's a grind. It never stops. Like you said earlier, it's never enough, dude.
No.
Well, guys,
That's
I've got a very funny guy here today on the show. He's got some twang in his voice. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
He hosts at Fourth Wall NoHo, which you are. If it's not Joe Menente, it's got to be you. And I don't want anybody else.
Oh, really?
As a host, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Dude.
Oh my God, what a compliment there. Joe's a legend. There's a lot of legends, I feel like, that host at the Fourth Wall. Alex Kahn? No?
Alex Kahn? Yeah, that's true.
Olivia,
Okay, yeah. I haven't seen him in a bit, though.
No, man, I love the Fourth Wall. Genuinely, I love, being able to host there and getting to meet people. I love comics, dude. I really do. So yeah, it's been fun.
And you've only been hosting for a few months now, right? Like,
yeah.
So I remember your first time hosting.
Do you really? How bad was that?
It wasn't bad. It was just you just brought off a nervous energy.
Oh yeah, I was spazzing. When Joe Menente's your boss, it's a whole different thing, man. He puts the fear of God in you. So yeah, that was my first time, and I would just I want to do well.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. You don't want to let Joe down.
No.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to let you guys down. I'm not
fair
at that stage in my career where I don't care. I feel like some people have that energy, or they're like, I don't give a fuck if you laugh or if you have a good time or whatever. It's like, nah, man, I want people to have fun.
And it's fun, great, because it's just you being you. You know what I mean? Especially that first time, that
For
nervous
better
energy.
or worse, yeah.
That's hilarious, bro.
I'm glad you remember that.
Oh yeah, of course, dude. That was hilarious, man.
Yeah,
that was so funny. You, how long you been doing comedy?
So I started doing comedy in the 80s, man. Since I was born, I've been doing this. Now, I started doing stand-up. My first open mic was 4/23/2019 at the Skiptown Playhouse.
So it's just recent.
I mean, that's not that. Yeah, I guess. But then we all know
the
what
anniversary was
happened.
Recent, yeah.
In between that time was the pandemic. So that was my first mic, and I kind of was dipping my toe in it. And then I booked my first show the night before quarantine.
Oh, no.
So that would have been almost like a year, I guess, after starting doing the mics. Like March, I think it was, of 2020.
Yeah, like it was like March 13th or 14th.
Yeah, man. Did the Flappers Yoo-Hoo Room. Was awesome. And then the world shut down kind of the next day. So I didn't do any of the Zoom comedy stuff. None of that. Didn't really do a whole lot. So probably like altogether around like 4 years probably.
Still pretty fucking decent, dude. That's pretty.
Oh, thank you.
That's
a decent amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and did you start out here in LA, or did you?
I did. Yeah. I started. Well, okay. So I was in the improv space.
Well, okay.
I came out here. I got with an agent. They rep me Print Commercial. I've been with them since I moved out here. And then they recommended I get into some improv classes. So I was doing that stuff, and I guess I've always people have been like, "Oh, you're funny," or like, "You're naturally funny," but I think you would say this as well. It's completely different when you're trying to make people laugh, make strangers, like using a formula, whether it be improv or stand up. It's a completely different thing. So
just to entertain them, right? Even hard, right? Like they always say, like, even if you're not being funny, you want to be interesting. And even that is a hard thing
exactly.
to do. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I was at UCB and pretty much I completed the program there. I was auditioning for their academy program, and I met a comic, stand-up, who, she does very well. She's very well known, and she was really cool to me. She was the first person that kind of pushed me to do a mic. She was like, "You're really funny. You should stop doing this improv stuff and, try stand-up. You have more, control over that, I guess."
Who was it?
That I probably won't say.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
Just because, she kind of gave me the game.
Yeah.
And a couple of the rules, she taught me: don't run the mic, don't talk about me on stage. So I won't mention her here.
100%. I like that.
But yeah, so that was the first time, and I think I kind of caught the bug. But
it's that first one, dude. It's always like that first laugh where it's just like, oh shit.
I didn't get any laughs.
No,
there were no laughs. No.
So, but you were obsessed the first time you did it, or was it a thing where you had to get that first laugh? So, my thing has always been, I've always done stuff that I'm okay with sucking at stuff and failing and not being good, and I don't know, for better or worse, like embarrassing myself. Well, where do you think that comes from?
I think I've always had something in me that's like wanted to entertain, whether it be, on purpose or not. Like, as long as if I'm getting laughs and people are having a good time, then I feel like it's like, oh yeah, I'm worth something. You know what I mean? Because like this is gonna come as no surprise. I was class clown in high school.
Same.
I used to just fall down in the middle of the halls and throw. Okay, so we
get
it.
Yeah, dude.
So
I was like a huge Jim Carrey fan. So it was very like, and not animated, but physical comedy is where I got most of my stuff.
Jackass was huge.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Very true.
Adam Sandler, which is kind of the goofy stuff. Like I was, prank phone calls.
Oh my gosh, that was my thing.
That's actually where I got started. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Jerky Boys.
The Jerky Boys?
Huge influence.
Oh my gosh, dude. I haven't heard that in years, dude. The Jerky Boys.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh my God, dude. Couldn't get enough. So
we would, me and my homies, we would there was 4 of us. We would four-way call each other, right? Like we had our own
You guys were prank phone calling each other?
No. So we would 4-way call each other, and then we would call, you remember those sex hotlines? And we were in high school, and the homie would act like a chick talking to dudes. And at the end of the phone call, he'd lower his voice and be like, "You like that?" And then at the end, he'd be like, "Good, because I'm a dude."
Oh, classic, man.
Yeah.
The old bait and switch.
The bait and switch, dude.
Yeah, man.
Obviously, it's a little weird because we were teenagers and these were full-grown men who were touching themselves. That's a little too much,
I think there's a lot of that
we did
going
it to
on
ourselves.
nowadays, man.
Do you think what?
I said there's a lot of that going on nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So you're from Dayton, Ohio? Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, close enough.
Close enough?
Yeah, it's like a half hour from Dayton.
Yeah, and you did some comedy up there recently, didn't you?
I did, man. Yeah, I was in, this is actually my second time getting to do the Columbus Funny Bone.
Yeah, and how'd it go?
It went good. I think it's, oh, man. Yeah, yes, it's good. So the last show I did there last year, we almost sold it out. It's like a 300-person theater. I think we got like 298. So that was really good.
Dude,
People are always, yeah, man. But I try to look at everything from a level-headed perspective for as much as I can. You know what I mean? Like, yeah of course, there's the people who haven't seen you in years, went to high school with you, like your family members are there, friends, all that. Of course, they're like, man, that was amazing. That was great. And yeah, it was. And it was a lot of fun. And, I got to go back
Did you
and do the
record
show
it?
this year.
It's
recorded.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the tape, though. But this year, yeah, we were about half capacity. So still, about 150 people there. Everyone seemed to have a great time. yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's something I never like do. So I used to, the Funny Bone's located at the Easton Mall, which is, you know, if you're from Ohio, you know what that is. It's a huge mall in Columbus. But I used to work at the Hollister upstairs.
Oh, nice.
And it's shared a vent with the Funny Bone.
Okay.
So I remember I'd be back in the stock room and, you know, listening to Dave Chappelle downstairs. Or, you know,
kidding,
Lavelle
dude.
Crawford was one of my favorites back in the day. And John Witherspoon, like all these, like I never thought of, you know, I've always loved stand-up, but that was never like, I'm going to do that, or that's a dream of mine, you know? So that was kind of a surreal full circle moment to be like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know? So that was pretty cool.
And where do you want to take it? Where do you want to take this comedy stuff?
Take this comedy stuff? Oh, man, I don't know.
You going to stay in LA? Because it seems like you want to be in the industry as well, like the Hollywood, like getting the acting side.
You know what my dream would be is to get good enough to where I could just be like a road dog.
Yeah.
I think, like, again, going back to like keeping my goals and things, you know, achievable. But that, I mean, still, that's a crazy thing to say. I mean, how many people, when you think of it, actually get to make a career in being a comedian? So, but I think that is something that's achievable. It's tangible. It can happen if you put the work in and get good enough, you know, being whatever it is, a middle act or, yeah, man, just doing comedy full time. I know some people that are kind of in that space, and it's really cool to see that too, because everyone thinks like, oh, well, you have to have a Netflix special. You've got to be, you know, have this social media presence of like millions of followers and stuff. And it's like, you know, I don't know. Things change, as you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
With that, but you know, I think that's still possible.
You like it out here in LA?
Dude, I loved it pre-pandemic, and then I went on a full spaz when all that happened. You know what I mean? With the way things kind of happened out here. And we were talking a little bit about, you know, I had this in-person audition today. That never happens.
Yeah.
But whereas before the pandemic, there was no self-tapes. Like you self-tape if it was like film or maybe like a TV thing. But all commercial, print stuff, it was all in person.
And it sounded like that was a big thing. Is it because of that? Because it doesn't happen frequently anymore?
Oh, yeah, no, not at all. Like,
and is that a good sign for you? That the fact that
okay, you know, that's a good segue. We're talking about how things change and how you have to adapt, and you know what I mean? Because people will figure it out. I feel like I'm much better in the room as far as like my callback rate and like things I booked and stuff like that. Yeah, the self-tape stuff I struggle with, man. I'm a boomer, I guess. But yeah, but that's the thing too, you know. You figure it out. And there was, yeah, when that was, I did have those thoughts of like, well, because I had just started my comedy journey and this thing of like, oh man, I love this. I want to keep doing this. And then it gets snatched. And I've already now invested at that time. I was out here for like 6-7 years. And it's like, well, do I just leave?
But you still get to do. You're still doing basically what you wanted to do, what you came out here to do, right?
I'm very lucky. Yeah, but
are you union?
I'm union eligible.
Okay,
I've not booked like a
dues.
union gig
Okay.
yet, so I'm kind of waiting. That's the big goal.
Yeah.
Let me get some of that commercial money.
Yeah, dude.
And then we can talk.
Dude, that commercial money is crazy in that union.
Can be.
I worked in film and TV before this. I worked on set. I was like working in production. But the commercial life, that shit's great. You know the government, like the Marines and all those commercials, they pay crazy amount of money. It's like almost triple, quadruple what you would get paid.
The government stuff does?
Yeah, like the Marines.
Wow, I had no idea.
Like you know how they just have those Marine commercials where it's just the guy dressed up as a Marine and then like they do the
yeah. And why don't they just hire actual Marines?
They do. The actors are Marines, I think.
Okay.
Well, I think what it is a lot of
that's nice that they give a little back.
A lot of Marines actually they go into film and TV because number one they're used to the hours, it's long hours, and then they do stunts, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like a lot of TV shows, a lot of movies.
That
they
makes
need
sense.
people
yeah.
to know the movements and stuff.
And they're probably
like
ruthless psychopaths after getting.
Oh my gosh, dude! My homie, I got a
like,
homie. He's a second generation stunt guy, but his dad was a Navy SEAL, and but he's like a stunt coordinator. He did Sicario. He was a coordinator.
Oh, I
of
love that
Sicario,
movie,
bro. My homie's in the movie, like the scene where they're at the border, and he's one of the drivers who gets fucking lit up.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie, man.
Dude, it's an amazing movie,
it's
dude.
really
like that's such a good movie, and directing is amazing. Everything about that movie is fucking great. You're a movie guy then, okay? What kind of? What do you like? What do you like? What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is True Romance.
That's a good movie,
Quentin
bro.
Tarantino,
I gotta fucking dap you up for that.
Pound.
I gotta dap you up for that.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, that's my
Tarantino
favorite
wrote
movie.
it. Tarantino wrote it.
Tarantino did write it.
I
I think it was the first script he sold.
You could be right. Yeah, you could be right. What's his name? Tony Scott directed it.
Yep.
But a fucking have you read the script?
No.
Bro, the script is even better.
Oh, really?
It's insane. I don't know how, but the script is just so much. There's a couple scenes in there. I think the scene with before his dad gets killed, spoiler alert, everybody.
Yeah. The Christopher Walken scene?
Yeah. I think it goes a little bit longer.
Okay.
In the script. And then and then it's different in the beginning. Like the sequence of events is different.
Okay.
They don't
they don't meet at the movie theater.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Like that's like later.
Yeah.
Like the whole stuff with Gary Oldman's character is first.
Dude, there's so many memorable characters, scenes.
Yeah,
it's
music.
nuts, man. Oh yeah,
Yeah, dude, that's a
It's
good
so
movie,
good.
bro. I fuck with that.
Yeah. So that's what. That's easy for. Believe me, I've been asked this question a lot. Oh, what's your top 5? What are, And it's like that's just if I have to, be on a desert island with one movie, I think I could rewatch that one a lot.
Yeah, and I love the adolescence of the love, right? Like it feels like puppy love between the two characters.
Yeah, there's some. It's such
it's so
a dark,
grungy.
gritty movie, but that's a good way to put it. There's like an innocence.
Yeah.
With them, but
yeah, I just started getting back into movies, dude. Because like what you said, after 2020.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, I'm still gonna. Benjamin Button, Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I've never heard that one.
I've
seen the movie, of course,
yeah.
but no one's ever been like, that's my favorite movie.
I think I resonated so much because it's like my life was kind of like that. Like in the movie, he grows up in a care home for the elderly, and that's what I did from when I was 7. And like it's weird.
Your parents took care of like older people?
Yeah.
Okay.
From when I was 7 up until now. But it's weird too because Taraji P. Henson, the actress,
you're kind of aging backwards too, I would say. Like you seem to be. Yeah, it's amazing. Aren't you like 35 or something?
35 next month.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, it's wild.
And you definitely look 25.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I gotta take care. I gotta do more fucking skincare though. Do you do skincare?
Yeah, but I was late to the game. I had to, man.
Yeah.
I'm Irish and Scottish. Like it was looking rough, brother. And if yeah, that's what people will say that, like, oh man, you look younger for your age. Or you look
do
great.
and your energy too.
Thank you. Yeah. I have arrested development. But if you've seen like any of my uncles and stuff like that, like this shit falls off the wheels quick. Like I may only have like 2 weeks. We talked about like, oh yeah, you're still pursuing acting, and you're for now, brother. Let's see in a couple weeks.
You got a good look though, dude. You got a good look, and
you
you got like this. You got to tap into like this. Where the twang comes from a little more. Does that make sense?
I talk about it.
Yeah, you do talk about it. Yeah, it's like
yeah.
You talk about like where you're from.
Because it's weird that yes, there's a lot of stereotypes with Midwest people, Ohio people. We've all seen the memes. But a lot of us are from here. There's a lot of truth to that too, but there's a lot of diversity in the Midwest and just different things. And, because that's what I would get. People out here, they ask me where I'm from. And when I tell them Ohio, they're like, that ain't no Ohio accent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you think I'm...
Like, I thought it was going to be like, I don't know, South Carolina or something.
Yeah,
like that,
well,
like over there, Kentucky.
Yeah,
like that,
so it is Appalachia still, like that area, kind of where I'm from, or at least where my people are from. My grandmother was born and raised in a holler in Louisa, Kentucky. A holler, that's a hillbilly cul-de-sac. That's what it is. It's one way in, one way out. It's literally, that's what a holler is.
A holler?
So yeah, basically, yeah, it's like back in the mountains. There's probably anywhere between, I guess, 3-5 kind of houses, properties back there.
Interesting.
There's some hillbilly stuff.
Yeah, I never heard of holler.
Yeah,
I've heard barrio.
Hollow.
Hollow.
Yeah.
We call them the barrio, dude.
The barrio?
The barrio.
See, we all got them.
Yeah, we all got them. Yeah, we all do. It's
I
just
talk about
different
that a lot
names.
too. There's hillbillies are, we're all over, man.
Yeah.
All different cultures. But yeah, that's where the accent comes from. And I haven't had any drinks today, so it's probably really light. Like if I had a couple drinks in me, then I'll really get slack jawed.
You a drinker? You like to drink?
You know this, Jesse. Big
Well,
time.
I don't know the
big time
extent of
drinkers.
it. I know that you like to, to unwind
man.
on a Friday night.
Oh, sure.
While you're hosting.
Or on a Monday night. What are you talking? I mean, yeah, it's pretty much, yeah, man. I've been known to be a bit of a booze bag, but I'm getting older. I try to be a little more mindful of that too. Definitely take time off. I did sober October last year.
Good for you.
Yeah, took a couple other extended breaks. Because that's the thing. I can be a wild boy.
I'm right there with you, dude.
I heard. I didn't know that about you, but I told you I was catching up with some of the old episodes, and I heard you actually talk about that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, dude. And I got a good girl on me, so it's just like I don't get crazy. Yeah, I don't get crazy anymore. But if vacation
a little
or
French croissant.
Yeah,
I know about her.
Croissant.
Yeah.
On the golf course, I get a little crazy. You know what I mean? I'm from Vegas too, so I've
on the golf course, I get a little crazy.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm smoking and drinking the whole fucking time, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That seems to be the hang.
You golf?
I can hit a golf ball pretty far,
dude. Let's make it happen. Maybe.
But you don't. I can't. I can't golf. Like I can.
No, that's fine. It's all about just getting drunk and high. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll just fucking we'll get a couple of fucking comedians going, dude.
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That's fun times. We'll get Joe. We'll get good old Joe Manente out there.
He golfs?
He golfs. I hear he's good. It looks like he's got a nice swing. Does.
Yeah. Joe's very fit.
He is.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah, dude. You're pretty fit though, too, right?
I try to be. You would think that's probably the booze. With as much as I work out and the time I spend doing, because I do, I do the hot yoga.
Oh, wow.
Bikram. I don't want to get canceled or have your show get flagged for anything, so I don't know if that you're allowed to say that word anymore.
Bikram,
yeah, it's the tradition. People
he's a
know
god
that.
around
It's
here.
the 26 and 2. Yeah, speak about wild boys, man.
Yeah, he's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that documentary.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, so I do the hot yoga probably 3-4 days a week. I just started implementing the cold plunge. Today I did. This was a light cardio day for me today, so I just did 6 miles.
Light? That's light?
That's super light.
Bro, those stairs are fucking light for me, dog. What the fuck?
But that's the thing, man. You gotta have some kind of balance. So like if I'm gonna do those things where it's like, all right, I'm gonna have some drinks tonight or whatever. You know what I mean? I can
respect that, yeah.
And with me too, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sure, there's some vanity that's associated with it, but it really is key for my mental health, man.
The alcohol?
Again, the alcohol, yes. Yeah. The alcohol and the exercise.
Okay, the exercise.
Because like you were talking about that first time, you saw me. I got wild golden retriever energy, brother.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm old school. Like everyone's got ADHD. I had ADHD in the early 90s. I was diagnosed. I was like one of the, what I mean?
OGs.
Yeah, before it was
a thing.
Well, it wasn't even a term. You just got called derogatory names. You know what I mean? So they were like
what?
Oh, I don't. Come on, you know the names, man. They've all been. You can't say them, but you might hear them at a fourth wall open mic. I'll say that you'll hear them all.
A couple things at the open mic.
But yeah, man, the exercise is it's crucial to me because I spaz out.
Yeah,
I do.
And you just need
anxiety.
An outlet. You need an outlet to get that energy out.
Yeah, I just feel better, and I feel like I interface with every body and everything better.
Have you always been like that? Have you always been conscious about your health?
No, man. I used to be. I was like 200 pounds in high school.
I
was always athletic.
Up,
yeah, yeah. And I'm down. Now I'm around like 175.
What?
So
I guess that makes sense. You're a little taller.
Yeah. But no, and even when I was younger than that, I was always very heavy. Big fast food eater, and my parents.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck
yeah. What's your favorite fast food, bro? What do you like? What are we getting into?
I would say, I don't do it.
Not anymore?
Mm-mm.
Man,
Probably,
not even the In-N-Out?
No. Dude, I'm from Ohio. This is the In-N-Out thing is crazy to me. I've had it, it's whatever, but like, dude, make yourself a burger.
What do they got in Ohio?
I mean, that's what we would do. We just cook out and do it. But, well, that being said, we've got it all. Ohio's like a test market for fast food. So we get like the exclusive player. They try stuff out at the spots in Ohio before they'll run it anywhere else. Yeah, the Midwest, again, is like that. But no, probably Taco Bell. But growing up, I was big into rallies.
I've heard of rallies.
Or they call it checkers in the South. Yeah. I used to get the Rally Qs, which are just like sloppy joes. You used to grab 2 of those. Their Rally's fries are
Do they got rallies out here? I think they got one in Vegas.
I haven't seen it.
They got one in Vegas, I know of.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear about, man. I know this is. I want to hear about Vegas.
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
Well, you talked about like growing up in Vegas. You could be you're a wild boy. You big gambler, or
I used to gamble. I sports better. I spent a lot of my Sunday mornings at the fucking sports book, just doing football. I did a lot of basketball, and then not so much baseball.
Okay.
But tables, all that stuff, and it's just fucking degenerate, dude.
I was gonna say that's some degenerate
shit. I would fucking go to the casino, right? And you know, like those video roulette. Oh
yeah.
I'd put $100 in, and I would make $100, right? And I was like, I could do this every day. It only lasted like 3 days until I lost like $300. I was like, I'm not doing this.
Man. Yeah. Okay, so you cut it off early. That's good.
Well, early, because it wasn't like I was like, well, that and I was super broke. So like $300 in 3 days. That's
Why broke people like to gamble too? You would think that would be a rich person's thing, but no, broke people.
It's the addiction, dude. It's and the fact that you're just sitting there getting drunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Smoking cigarettes. Like it's easy to get lost in that lifestyle. A lot of like old folks, they'll do it too. They'd spend their pension.
That's like my mom's vice.
Yeah, they'll just go out and play
gambling.
penny slots, so they can just be there all day, dude.
Yeah, it gives them something to do.
Yeah, which is sad, but it's just like some people have fun doing it, dude.
They do.
Bingo, they love bingo. You know what I mean?
Again, my mom. That was her, bro. Every night when I was a kid, she would be bingo hauling it.
No shit.
Now she likes the slots.
Okay.
Her and my dad get to do that
out in Ohio.
Yeah,
it's legal there. Is it like a Indian
Well,
reservation?
it was called Scioto Downs, but like my uncles, they used to, bet on the horse races.
Oh shit!
And the dogs and stuff like that. Yeah, you talk about. Yeah, you were.
Damn, I was light.
You're doing fancy stuff, man.
I was like the horse racing. That's where it gets fucking crazy because you're just betting on a fucking horse. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Yeah. So, but they like to do that.
You better? Do you ever get in the gambling?
No, gambling is. It's weird how people, like I was saying about my parents, that's like their only vice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they don't really, they'll drink a little bit now. When I was growing up, there was never alcohol in the house, really anything like that. But again, the degenerate shit of scratch offs.
Oh shit.
Playing bingo.
Yeah.
You know, betting on horses, those kind of things.
Yeah. My parents like that shit. They like the Mega Millions. They'll drive to the state line because there's right across the state line. They have like a place where you can buy Mega Million the tickets because it's illegal in Nevada for some reason. Like the Mega Million, the Lotto, you get the scratch cards and stuff like that.
It's probably having to do with the casinos.
I don't know.
You know, I'm not I'm a very local kind of thinker, not global, but I would see if it's cutting into the business of people going to the casinos and spending money or that way, maybe. I don't know. That's my first thought. Okay. But there's a reason behind everything.
Yeah. You ever been to Vegas?
I have, man. Yeah. The first time I was ever out there was actually for a modeling gig that I booked. Yeah, I did it was for French Connection, but it was because Vegas does the trade shows, the Magic trade show.
Okay, yeah.
So that was a big one, and I stayed at the Stratosphere.
Nice.
Why do you say nice? It's not nice.
It's not nice.
Nah,
that's not nice.
No, well, for me,
yeah,
man. You heard what I'm used to.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I stayed at the Stratosphere. I didn't really do much, man. I was like doing the trade show stuff during the day. Then I went to. What is it called? What is it? Mandalay Bay?
Mandalay Bay, yeah.
Maybe one of the big things.
The shooting range.
Is that what? And it was a play. Wale was performing. I remember. I had that's all it was. But then, and then I also just remembered the other big Vegas story. Let's see if we can make this one fun because I think we just talked about it at a mic. I I fell asleep in a strip club.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man.
That's right. In Vegas?
Treasures.
Treasures, that's right. Yeah,
Yep.
that's right. I do remember now.
It's the first time I'm kind of talking about that. It's been about 6 or 7 years, so it's time. But yeah, woke up to a $3,000 bill, bro.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't say that.
I didn't tell you that?
No, you didn't say that.
Yeah, man.
$3,000.
Yeah, dude. Most expensive nap I ever took. That's for sure. I'm
what
like,
happened, dude?
That's what happened. And it was,
Someone
I have to take accountability because we went there a couple nights before and it was great. Dude, I think I fell in love like 3 times in that place.
Treasures is a good one, dude.
Oh, my God.
It's a good one.
Because listen, I'm not a strip club guy.
Yeah,
I've been to them. They make me feel
uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable. Yeah.
Absolutely. But, not Treasures, not in Vegas. It's a different thing. I felt very comfortable.
Well, they're good. They know how to run game, bro. Those strippers know how to run game.
So much so we went back a couple days later, and yeah, man, we must have went into some private room. It was me and my friends, and then I woke up and they're like handing us the bills, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. Like I don't what. So, but they don't care, dude. They didn't even. I was like, man, y'all can't give me a free T-shirt or something. It's just like, they were not playing. And someone told me that's not even the best strip club in Vegas.
Crazy Horse.
Crazy Horse.
Go Crazy Horse.
And Mayweather's is supposed to be good too, right?
Mayweather's, which is that one?
I don't know. I'm sure it has something to do with his name.
Okay.
But
yeah, well, that was like back in the day.
I'll tell
I haven't
you
been to
what,
a strip
I
club in
don't
fucking years.
that was the last one I went
Yeah.
to, and I don't foresee myself going to another one.
Yeah.
That was rock bottom of my.
I've been to some grimy ass ones out there, bro. Some grimy ass ones where all their fucking strippers look like they're all crackheads. Just no meat on them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
That's like the nice strip clubs in Ohio. For real. So maybe that's why I was never a strip club guy.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they got good food though. These strip clubs, they got good food. I don't know if you know
Really?
this, but they got some good food.
I feel like that's the thing with Vegas. You guys are known for like the buffets
Bro,
and all
we got
that
the
stuff.
best food. I don't care what anybody says. We have the best food in the West Coast. At least the
I can
West
see.
Coast.
You
I can
talking
say the
about
West
restaurants
Coast.
and all
Just
that
in
as well?
general,
Yeah, I
like
can see that.
if you want Japanese food, Korean food, Chinese food, that's all Asian. But any kind of food, seafood,
Bro, if Asian is in the options, chances are I'm going with that anyways. Yeah.
Yeah?
You guys crush it, man.
What's your favorite Asian? Asian food, not favorite Asian.
Yeah. I was going to say there's a couple in there too. Man, I'm coming off like a real douchebag, I'm sure.
Not even.
I'd say probably I'm going to go Thai right now because that was the last spot I ate that was like really, really good. We went to Night Market. Song and have you heard of that place?
No.
They got 2 places. One is it's this Night Market, and the other is Night Market Song. But it was the one in Silver Lake.
Okay.
And man, the food, the ambiance. They do natural wine there too, which I'm
Natural
really into.
wine.
Yeah. So
That's nice.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice.
You ever had
place.
any of that stuff?
No, not natural wine. I mean,
What?
I don't know what.
That could be completely wrong. But it's funny that it's called natural wine because I don't think there's any sulfates in it, but it's like really not natural. Because like they alter a lot of the stuff that goes into the process. But it's good. It's different, man.
Yeah.
It's not like.
Alcohol in America is completely different though compared to other parts of the world. I don't know if you've experienced this, but like I've gone to like France. My girlfriend's from France, and their wine there, I could be drinking that shit all day. I'll never get like acid reflux, nothing like that.
Oh, yeah.
And out here, I could buy the most expensive bottle and still feel hungover. All that stuff. And so it's wild, like what they really put in our alcohol compared to what France
the
is.
food is that way too.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. And dude, the wine that we were drinking there is just box wine in France, so it's like the cheapest stuff.
Not
but
in
it's
and still good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Coming right from the source.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's important.
But no, dude, like everything there is so fresh, bro. It's like I went to Italy, same thing. Mexico even.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a bit of a world traveler.
It helps that my girlfriend is from France.
Is from France,
Yeah, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah, like I don't think I would have ever gone to Paris without like her.
Well, that wasn't your first time out of the country though.
No. I've been to like before her, like meeting her. I've been to like England. I've been to Amsterdam.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to Amsterdam. We missed the flight.
No, dude.
Yeah, that one was
Damn.
not our fault. So I just went out of the country for the first time a couple years ago.
No shit.
Didn't even have a passport.
No kidding.
Yeah. So it was actually, I think I've never been that kind of person that, people will say, it's called, is it Wanderlust or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Or just where they want to I was
Just
never, again, man, I was a very local kind of dude. Like we didn't grow up going on vacations and stuff like, we'd go to the state fair. Ohio has a really dope state fair if you're into white trash stuff like that, like I am.
I like state fairs. It's Hawaii. That's what we did in Hawaii.
Oh man, Hawaii's on the bucket list.
Yeah. You should go, dude.
Yeah.
You should go.
Oh well, that's the thing. I've kind of it was an amazing experience. We first went to London and we were there for a couple of days, and we were supposed to do Amsterdam and then spent like 10 days in Greece.
Oh, that's dope.
Greece was, oh my God, dude, the stuff that I got to do there was incredible. Because that was important too. Like we were traveling with some really amazing people, and I met a lot of amazing people.
That's awesome.
But I did learn that in London, we going to the grocery store and just seeing like the food and looking at the ingredients and stuff. It's like 4 or 5 things.
Yeah.
Where clearly over here it's paragraph.
Yeah,
or something.
bro, it's wild.
So it is true. I mean, I didn't. And then like in Greece, everything is organic.
Everything
might just be organic in Europe in general. I don't know if they have like GMO foods or
I think
whatever.
It's banned. I think all that stuff is banned.
It's kind of crazy, right?
I mean, but we're just crazy people,
Right? Yeah. What are we
crazy,
gonna? How do you feel about that? Because I guess at my age and where I'm at, so what are we gonna do about it? The damage is already done. I've been drinking out of plastic. I've been eating fast food. Mm-hmm.
I think it's more so just the awareness that people like. I think they have to understand that what we're being put through is not like in other places, like not the standards of other places, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like what you said. There's like 4 or 5 ingredients, and then in America, there's like it's a list of like 90 fucking different things, and most of it's like food coloring, fucking shit that I can't even pronounce. Yeah, right. And a chocolate bar. You know what I mean? How I feel about it, I agree. There's nothing we can do.
You shouldn't be in a chocolate bar anyways.
That's true.
You're an adult man.
That's
35.
A Butterfinger, dude. A Butterfinger every now and then,
Every now and then, okay.
Every now and then. But no, I think people just need to be aware of it and then just understand the dangers of it.
Yeah, that is important. Awareness.
Yeah.
Just knowing. That's why I feel like a lot of that stuff is just. It's just ignorance of not knowing things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And choosing to stay ignorant, right? Like
there's a choice because once you know.
Yeah, and then you're just like, all right, whatever. Well, I can't do anything about it now. But like that's not the point. You know what I mean? The point is to just, I don't know. I don't know. We can get into that, all that. Let's go actually talk about how you felt after 2020. I want to hear about this.
Okay, so that's when comedy was shut down unless you wanted to do the Zoom thing. I was still getting like some auditions, but that was a whole thing too. And then clearly you're not working. I went back to Ohio. I kept my apartment here, but I went back to Ohio and started working for my buddy owns like a moving company, and he has a few different accounts. And I went and worked for a warehouse, like moving boxes and stuff like that. Because I'm the kind of like I can't sit still, man.
Yeah.
That's when I get myself into trouble or doing stuff that's not beneficial. And I'm just like, man, I'm gonna go back and I'll just work and wait for this thing to see what happens.
And how long were you out there for?
No, I mean maybe altogether, maybe 4 or 5 months of it. But of course, the vaccine thing was wild.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
I'm unvaccinated.
Whether you're unvaccinated?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was my initial stance on it. Because I'm just, dude, being a comedian, like we're naturally contrarians. And, I don't even take the flu shot. Like we talked about like how, I work out and I eat pretty clean, all that stuff. I don't really get sick. So it was just this like unprecedented thing. But then I remember the clubs started opening back up, and we all like to go even see a show at the store, you had to be vaccinated. And then for a lot of the stuff I was auditioning, you did. And then it really started weighing on me. And that was I was at this crossroad of like, okay, well, are you going to move to Austin and stand on business, as the kids say? Or are you going to do what's being asked of you so you can move forward and keep trying to pursue this thing. And I had a long talk with my buddy, who we've known each other since middle school. Amazing dude. He's a writer. But I know he was vaccinated and he had his stance on that. And I had a long conversation with him about it. And he kind of put me a little bit at ease, like, you know. So I felt comfortable. I did it.
Did you do 2 shots or 1 shot?
So I did the second shot because I started booking shows and the clubs were doing that.
Yep.
I remember.
That's wild.
It is wild, man. But then I actually, and this was the crazy thing too, I ended up getting a booster like a year and a half ago.
Because you had to?
I was on a veil for this movie project that was shooting in Japan. And to get into the country, you had to be boosted. And dude, so I was on a veil, like, and I know that we're using industry terms, but we all know what that means. It doesn't mean you booked it. It's probably like you and a couple guys, but I was like, dude, if I get this, it's
exactly, yeah, because you need to wait that 2-week period too.
And I went, oh man, full spaz spiral after that. Like I got. And again, this is completely, I'm on board. I probably sound like a conspiracy theorist, but like I went through so much depression and anxiety, ear infection.
Because of the vaccine, you feel the booster?
No, well, that was the thing. Like I was feeling like I had never felt before. Like I thought I was having like a midlife crisis. So I'm like, what is it? Like trying to get to the bottom of it, you know? So that was just one of those things, but I didn't feel good about it after that because it's like, I'm like doing these things that I don't feel like are okay, but I'm doing it just to
pursue this dream.
Yeah. So it didn't feel good, man.
Yeah. No, I feel you, dude. I mean, I didn't get it, but the backlash of telling everyone that I wasn't going to get it was insane.
What's that about?
Bro. It was insane. And like, it would be fucking the weirdest thing too, like the most unhealthy people telling me I gotta do it for my health. And I'm like, bro, shut up, dude. Like, you're fucking out here smoking cigarettes with your inhaler, you have asthma, and you're telling me about getting a vaccine that clearly does not work.
Well, the whole thing about America too was like, yo, you're free to express yourself, kind of do whatever you want.
My body, my choice.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? There's always, there's always a catch, man, or something that doesn't make sense. But it's like, as long as you're not hurting someone else, I thought that's what. Because I went to I went to a liberal arts school. I've never voted Republican in my life. I've always considered myself a progressive, and then I'm like, what is this?
So same thing then with me. That's what happened to me. I was a liberal my whole life. I mean, my parents were immigrants. You know what I mean? So it was like, back then, that's what the liberal party was like, based on immigrants coming here and succeeding, I feel like, right? Like the quote unquote working class.
Supposedly.
Yeah, exactly. Supposedly, yeah. It's supposedly.
But we know that it's not always that way. You know, things happen. It's a culmination of things.
There's extremes now, and like the extremes keep getting extremer.
But that's always been, yes, do the work hard, and something will happen. Just keep pursuing.
Yeah.
That's the American dream.
But then, like what you said, 2020 happened, and then just.
But and then in hindsight, it's like none of that stuff. There's nothing to back it up that it's, you know, and they lied to that. That's my thing too. It's I'm not like, dude, I've been through enough in my life to where like my perspective is I'm very empathetic. I always try to, contrarian again, see things for better or worse from all the different sides. But I don't do the hypocrite thing. Right. Like if I find out that like you're telling me one thing and you're doing the other, or like whether big, small, whatever, like you lie, bro, I can't unsee you in that lens. So
Fauci admitted to fucking saying that none of that 6 foot, the fucking mask, none of that was based off science. Yeah. You know what I mean? And obviously more information are coming out about vaccine injuries and all that stuff.
Well, we'll see, I guess, right, Jesse? Yeah. This is a good, we'll find out.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I know a couple people who have already who went through stuff from it. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. And there's this guy he's like 29 years old, but he's worth like 50 million. He had a podcast and he got into startups and he had this like healthcare app and he got into it because he was vaccine injured. He got the fucking vaccine.
But how do they know that they can attribute it for sure to the vaccine?
Well, so he got the vaccine, and what happened to him was about 5 hours after. I don't know. I can't remember if it was the first or second shot, but 5 hours after, he felt like he was having a heart attack. Called the ambulance, and they said you have myocarditis, and that's obviously the main one. What happened was he went to the hospital. Like there's a whole thing where he went to the hospital. He had to get surgery. He developed Crohn's disease. All this stuff, and after getting out of the hospital, he went into like
Crohn's. That's like the IBS, isn't it?
Kind of. It's like your intestines. It's like your intestines can't you got to take out like a couple feet of your intestines.
Oh my god!
A homie's mom had that while we were growing up in high school, and I remember it's like a dairy thing. It's like she couldn't eat dairy, but all that happened to him, and then he went holistic medicine, and that's what his whole focus is on now.
Okay.
Yeah. So and his story is just, and he talks. So he talks to these doctors who are partners in the app, and these doctors are saying that 2 out of 3 doctors should not be doctors. That's how fucking like.
Yeah, I can see that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're a medical out here, you go to any fucking doctor. It's like, well, what the fuck, dude? Like a Google search would have been better than this.
Well, that's my thing. Who knows anything, man?
I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like that's my thing too. Like I don't know.
Yeah, you got to do kind of what works, what should work for you. And I think you should. Yeah, going back to all that, you should have a choice, right?
I think if you're a critical thinker, then you can see the bullshit. Like I always attested to this. It's like I've never met anyone who in the past 4 years was a conservative and then became a liberal. All I've met are people who were liberals and then became conservative, or were liberals but are going to vote for Trump. I've never met vice versa.
Yeah, there's a saying about that. And
in the past 4 years. It could have happened before 2020, right? But in the past 4 years, it seems like everyone has more and more going towards...
Yeah. Well, have you ever heard that? Because I remember I first heard it back in college, where it was, it's a saying like, if you're not a liberal in your 20s, then you're blank. And then if you're not conservative by the time you're 40, then you're just...
Well, I think... the one I've heard is... if you're a liberal in your 20s, you have a big heart. But if you're a conservative in your 30s, then you have a big brain.
Okay. Something like that. So that does seem to be... yeah, it is very... That would be cool. That's who you got to have on the show, is somebody who is conservative and then went liberal.
I'm trying to find that. if any of you are out there, if any of you voted for Trump in 2020 and then now want to vote for Biden in 2024... please let me know. No. I would love to meet you.
That's a cool episode.
And I'm sure the 30 people who watch this podcast will want to meet you, you know?
Nice, man. 30 viewers. That's...
Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes it does well. Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. But the audio stuff, that's where people are listening to, dude. I'll see spikes out of nowhere, like 50, 60 a day. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, the product's good, man. That's what it should be. You put in the work, you're growing that, and then, you know?
I'm trying to find, like, I don't know where to take it. You know what I mean? Like, it started off with me trying to learn comedy, right? But I feel like I've kind of, not that I've learned everything in comedy, I'm not saying that, but it's just like I think I fulfilled that with what I needed to do within my first year of doing this podcast.
Dude, I didn't know you were just doing it for a year. That's amazing.
Yeah, I've been doing comedy and this podcast less than a year.
Yeah.
So just, you know, and I feel like it all, it's like a wheel, right? Like all of it kind of works with kind of like a goal that I want, right? Which is to kind of, you know, maybe be a talking head or being like a host on something, you know what I mean? Like a game show or something like that.
Great at that.
I think the game show host is where I want to go.
Would be fun?
Yeah, because like I said, I grew up with old folks, so I grew up watching.
What was your favorite game show?
I was a huge fucking like Price is Right fan.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
have you ever been to the show?
No, I have not. No, I was a huge Bob Barker fan. Okay. What's a Deal or No Deal with what's his name?
Howie.
Wayne Brady.
Oh, is it Wayne Brady?
Oh no, not Deal or No Deal. I'm sorry. Let's Make a Deal.
Oh, Let's Make a Deal. Yeah, that would have been.
Yeah. And then obviously like the older like Family Feud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that, yeah.
I wasn't much, dude. This is gonna date me. Win, lose, or draw.
Win, lose, or draw.
That's from the 80s, man.
Damn.
It's like what is it? Charades.
Oh wow.
Kind of. You would draw a picture with your team, and they gotta like guess what's going on.
Damn, I never seen that one.
I liked
the pyramid thing.
I wasn't super into that. Studs was another one. That was like,
remember that one.
it was a dating show on late night on Fox.
Oh, okay.
But-
Remember that dating where they go out on a first date? Blind Date. Remember Blind
On
Date
MTV?
on Fox? Yeah. No, it was on Fox.
Blind date.
They would just go on a blind date, and then there were just cameras around them. And then at
Yeah.
the end, they would say if they wanted to go on a date again or not.
That was kind of similar
To Next?
to the, yeah,
Next,
all the formulas are kind of the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that would be a good gig. I think those things like pay pretty well.
It'd just be
I
fun.
think
Dude.
you
I
could,
think I think it'd be something different. It'd be the same thing, but something different every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it'd be the same kind of like structure, but the situations would be different. I think. Like, and I think that's fun. That'd be
for
fun
sure.
to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely not. It's like, yeah, I like a little structure in my life, but also that balance of
Yeah.
not being, stuck to a 9 to 5 or something.
Yeah, but that's where you could get your creativity from, right? Like it's just like you just being that way.
I think it's they call it, is it neurodivergent now? Where I think that my brain has always just worked different like that. Again, with like the ADHD, I think I may even have a little bit of dyslexia.
Okay, interesting.
But I tend to, and that may work in my benefit because with comedy, I don't know a whole lot either. But it seems to be what works the best or what's funny to me is the stuff that like clearly you don't see coming.
Right.
Or like making those connections to things that are completely unrelated.
Yeah. I saw one of your clips before you went to a gay barbecue.
Yeah.
And the hot dogs were shitty.
Yeah.
That, bro. That's good, man.
Thank you.
That's good. That's the stuff I like.
Yeah.
Just like that.
I
It's
know,
clever.
that's-
It's very clever,
yeah.
dude. And very silly too. Right? Like that's a really hard thing to do, to make it clever and silly at the same time.
Yeah. Well, that's that's what I really enjoy too. 'Cause you ever do that? You ever sit down and you're writing or whatever, and you're trying to do whatever the current events are, or like, oh, let me write a good abortion joke, or like these hot topic stuff, and it's good. It's great when it's done well, but it's like that's not where I'm having the most fun.
I think
really.
you got to tie it into something that like you relate to, right? Like
Yeah.
the whole. So what helped me is like obviously I'm a MAGA guy. I fucking put all the shit out.
So that's not an act. You're owning it.
Here, dude, like the lesser of two evils, like Trump has got to win. Like I said, I've grown up with old people. I know what dementia looks like firsthand, bro. It's dangerous.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the fact that people are
Yeah,
like,
my grandma just passed away.
bro, it's like insane. The fact that people can look me in the eye and say that this Biden can be the president
Yeah.
with dementia is absolutely insane.
But then when does it come? I mean, yeah.
Right.
Trump's what? Is he 78?
He's 78 or something like that. He's old, which he doesn't look old. He doesn't sound like he can still talk. He can still do the thing.
We gotta get a guy like
Robert F. Kennedy,
late 40s, 50s.
Yeah, Robert Kennedy's.
Yeah.
He's a good
RK
fucking
Jr.
candidate. I like him. I'm not hating on him. Anybody but Biden, bro. God, that guy's. But going back to the joke thing, it's like I was trying to figure out a way to bring that on stage without being so forward about it, and I just tied into my upbringing. Like I've got this joke where I'm like, I grew up in but with two immigrant parents, so I grew up very conservative, and I'm going to vote for Trump, stuff like that. And if you don't want the product of two illegal immigrants to come into your country to vote for Trump, then you better build that wall.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better vote for Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
That's funny.
So it's stuff like without saying vote for Trump, right?
Yeah,
I'm like, you better
yeah.
build that fucking wall, dude. If you don't want people like me in your country.
Yeah.
you know?
People are just they're so
But it's like
charged up about it.
and it's like that actually works with both crowds. Like I've done that joke in front of people who are extremely liberal, and they actually fucking seem like they like it.
Yeah.
So that's like
Are you doing most of your stuff still like in LA? I'm assuming,
Yeah.
But are you getting out there a little bit?
not out there
You haven't been
outside LA.
back to Vegas? Still?
No. I mean, I have like open mic, but nothing to get booked on or anything like that.
okay.
I think I just need more stand-up reels, dude. Like a lot of my shit on my Instagram is just me doing this podcast.
How much material you think you have?
I think
Not even a year in.
I think like I probably like 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay,
to be honest
dude,
with you. Like,
what an honest answer.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
That's
yeah.
that's amazing.
like with me just saying my jokes and not riffing or not doing
Yeah.
crowd work. About 5 to 7. Probably
Yeah.
closer to 5 than 7. I won't lie.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
but
good.
I have done shows where I'm like up there for 15 minutes, 12, 15 minutes. You know what I mean? A
Doing
lot of
crowd
it.
work and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of crowd work, a lot of just kind of just like me bringing up a topic and riffing off it. You know what I mean? That's one thing that I've learned to do is just always have topics. If I forget a joke, at least I remember a topic that I can just bring it up and riff about it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I never really do stuff like that.
I'm just trying it all, dude, because I'm so new at this. Like, I don't want to be like, no one's gonna know me as a good comic within my first year. I want to just kind of test everything. Like, I did this fucking show for Danny Mullen where I dressed up as Trump. Right, and I did a couple bits as Trump with the voice and everything.
Can I hear an impression?
Yeah, fuck. Los Angeles, you're good people, great people.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
okay.
But I do some of the bits in that. You know, Joe Biden, Crooked Joe.
Oh, that's you got it down.
Yeah. So,
that's good.
But I had like the whole fucking wig and everything, and like that was my first time doing it, and I didn't realize like how big it was because I never practiced it before. The only time I practiced in my car, right? Like I was gonna do this skit where Donald Trump's my imaginary best friend, and he's like pushing me to do the word of the MAGA in LA.
Okay.
He's like, you can do it, Jesse. You're a good Filipino boy, but you can be a great Filipino boy.
Dude, that's bizarre because I'm seeing that as like there's probably a decent amount of people out there that's their reality. Like they think Trump is in the
oh my
God. You know what I mean? Like telling them to do stuff. Yeah, so that would be
January 6th.
You got to do that.
Yeah,
you got to do that sketch.
Okay. I've been holding it off because like I don't know, but okay.
No, definitely. Okay. That's funny.
But yeah, so I did that, and I had Mark Krause on this fucking podcast because we did that show together, and he was surprised that it was my first time ever doing it on stage. And I did it for like 7-8 minutes.
Yeah,
I kept going, and the crowd loved me, bro. I had to fucking build the wall chant going.
Yeah, that's amazing because I always just think I'm so impressed by that stuff when I hear a lot of the comedians coming up where it's like, oh, I've been in it less than a year, and they've even just got a joke. Like I was not, it's amazing that I kind of stuck with it. I was definitely, delusional about just, what was happening.
I will say me doing this podcast has helped me tremendously in the stand-up, right? Like,
well, that's good.
In terms of a navigation because, like, you know what it is, dude. You don't know what you're supposed to do in this. Like, you just think... You write a joke and you become fucking Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean? Like you take it to the fucking open mic and everyone's gonna love you type shit. In the beginning, right? And it's like there's no roadmap for it. So I needed some kind of guidance. So
it's good to have that. Yeah. I feel like that was I got. I think I got to witness what it takes to get good and get better, because I saw. Oh no, you need to be doing X amount of mics a night. You need to be writing every day, doing these different exercises, and just doing it, repetition. But even that is easier said than done.
Exactly.
For whatever, life happens. You've got a job. You've got other things going on.
You can make it work out though. Like I always tell
there's
people,
no other.
I always tell people the one episode to watch if you're watching podcasts is a Ray Lau episode. Because
I listened to that one.
Yeah, dude. He fucking. I love it because I always say it on every fucking podcast episode, but he just takes everything that I learned prior to that and just explains it, tells you how to do it, why to do it, and he is proof that him doing it is working. Yeah. So that's why it's just like it encompasses everything that I wanted to learn. It was literally after that episode where I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna have fun now.
Yeah, I'm really happy for Ray.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he's great.
Yeah.
Super sweet kid. And it was like a couple weeks ago. I saw him crush at the Improv.
At the Improv?
Was the open mic. And then I think he did
he
got the callback. He got the.
Oh my God, I didn't know
Wednesday.
that, dude. No way. Hell yeah.
Yep. And before that, I hadn't seen him in a while. But
yeah, okay. Yeah, he stays low key, dude. He keeps himself. He does fucking his thing. And like I said, it's just proof in the pudding.
Exactly. It's nice to see like that, like your peers who are putting in the work and doing their thing.
Yeah.
Just doing it.
Yeah. He's just writing is the jab. That's my favorite fucking line. It's just like
also easier said than done.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. An hour and a half a day, this guy.
Yeah. I'm not one of those prolific writers, man.
Yeah. You just journal, bro. Just journal.
I did the 5-minute journal.
Okay, there you go.
Pretty low stakes on that. But and I noticed a huge just change in
what you're talking about and stuff.
Yeah, or just like in my day, like being more aware, in tune with the universe.
Yeah.
And those things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is that what you like?
Working?
Is that what you like to do to kind of stay grounded? Because I know Neil, that's what he does. He says all the time he's got like a fucking gratitude journal, and he just
gratitude is so important.
So important.
It's those things that like I feel like we are just you hear the same things over and over, but gratitude is definitely. Well, that was how else are you gonna look at? It's weird. It's like, oh well, how do you stay so positive, or how do you do this? And then it's like. Again, easier said than done, but it's literally the only. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
it's like I was telling you, I scratched my car on the way over here. Well, at least I didn't get T-boned or
exactly, dude.
Whatever.
It still works.
I don't know if that's a healthy mindset, honestly. To
no,
have,
it is.
But how else are you gonna?
It is.
Otherwise,
dude.
it's gonna ruin. Like
exactly
with the way my brain, dude.
Exactly.
I will fester that and think about it for months to come.
Same here.
So you have to be active in. Okay, well, I need to be grateful for 3 things in my life right now, or I'm going to have a mental breakdown.
Yeah, that's been helping me a lot lately.
You've been doing that?
Yeah, and just I feel like I'm here. I write it down. I don't think about it. I'll literally write it down.
That's dope.
He does it 2 or 3 times a day. I just do it like in the morning, and if I need to do it here, I'll do it here. But
dude, yeah,
it helps, dude. It fucking just clears all the bullshit, and it's just like, dude, I have more than enough.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Of course, you want more, but it's like for what I need to be happy. Like, do I really need anything else?
And what I've also learned too, I was just talking to a guy about this at the casting studio because he's talking about how great things are going for him, but like it's not enough now. Whereas if it was 5 years ago and you told him like, hey man, you're going to be booking 2 commercials a month and doing all this, he would have been like, oh my God, that's the dream. Because that goalpost is always going to keep getting pushed back, especially for guys like us and in comedy, because that was, I think, one of the big things when I was having that bad time last year. I had like set these comedy goals for myself when things opened back up after the pandemic. And then like probably 6 or 7 months in, I started getting opportunities and doing things that were not on the vision board to say, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh my God. So, the trajectory is going like this, but then, when it evens out or even dips a little bit, then you start, oh no.
Yeah.
Those other thoughts start creeping into your head like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm never going to make it. I started when I was 36 years old. Like by the time I'm even decent, who do I think I am? Rodney Dangerfield? Yeah. Like,
bro, I'll wake up in the morning and just be fucking cuddling with my girlfriend. And while she's sleeping, bro, the whole fucking time, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm in an apartment. I want to buy a house.
Oh,
I want to Dude,
but that might be so going back to like just the world we live into. Because that part, like, dude, you know how much, and I got to witness that too, being in Greece a little bit and seeing some of those surroundings. It's like, you're still in the 1% of the world.
That's true.
Like
that's very true.
You got a roof over your head. You're not maybe worried about
maybe not
food.
1%.
You got health insurance. No, I think it is, actually, dude. If you make over, I think it's $30,000. You are in still the 1% of the world. But we live in this place, and like with social media and those things where
every day we just see the good,
the
fucking lavish
or
lifestyle.
Or what? Yeah. But even when you start to achieve some of those goals, you're not gonna be content.
No,
that's not how we're wired.
No, it's wild.
So you'll push it back to whatever, and that's how it should be.
It's true.
At some, and then the hope is at some point. That's what and it's. I don't have the blueprint. I'm sure some people when they start, they're like, no, I want to have the Netflix special. I want to be selling out arenas. I want to be doing, and that's great. I've heard, you gotta shoot for the moon. But I've always just tried to be like, all right, well, what's the next logical step here? What's like really,
Yeah.
And then once that is checked off, then you can look at, okay.
Yeah, let's run this.
Yeah, or this is the goal. I've done that.
Yeah.
So
life's a crazy game, bro. Life's a crazy game. But comedy has made me better with life. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like I always say, it's made me better in my relationship.
Yeah.
Because I'm able to articulate how I feel now, and I'm not embarrassed about it. Because I talk at a mic with fucking people I don't know, right? So and now I know how to bring. And
you hear
home.
some of the crazy shit they're saying. You're like, oh, I'm not.
That's true.
I'm not that bad.
Yeah. Well, my brother. that was fucking fun, dude. That was a fun
Was
conversation.
it? You think we...
Oh, we got some clips in there.
I was nervous,
we
man.
got some clips
Okay.
in there. We did. Fucking, do you want to plug
You had a good
anything?
time? Let me think. No, man. Not really. I don't have anything on the books. I guess I'll plug... Come out to the Fourth Wall.
No hope.
We're running mics all day, every day. I'm usually there Fridays between 4 and 6, but I've been known to host and pop in at other times. And keep doing the work.
Keep doing the work, dude.
Plug that. Yeah.
Let's go. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you
Jesse,
coming on here, dude.
Thank you, man. It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. Until next time. Bye.